Students and professors are displaced due to campus construction.
And we find out the most purchased car tag in Pike County. Stay tuned for TrojanVision News starts right now.
From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for January 8th, 2016. I'm Sarah Singletary.
And I'm Xavier Harris. Thank you for joining us this evening. A number of Troy University academic departments have had to find new homes to start their spring semester. Jordan Elston finds out why.
Classes are in full swing at Troy University, but some students might have a harder time finding their classes this semester.
We were in the Sorrell Wingham McCall Hall up on the third floor. That's where the political science offices have been since, I guess, spring of 1999. And then we moved over here into the third floor of Wallace in some unoccupied offices for at least the duration. So that's where we are. Social science, I know they moved at least into Bibb Graves, into different places. Computer science is in MacArthur, as is math. And I think there are also some folks that are over in Hawkins, so we're sort of scattered to the four winds at the moment.
The move was due to the ongoing construction in Sorrell Hall, and Taylor says that moving was a hassle, but ultimately had few problems.
Well, moving is always a hassle, and I think it was probably a larger enterprise to get that building cleared out than they thought it was going to be, but everything is more or less showed up where it's supposed to have gone. Some things were mild. There was some small damage and some things that didn't quite make it, and missing printer here or there, box of whatever, but on balance things got moved over, yes.
Construction began in December and is expected to be completed this summer, and some of the things that our Trojans can look forward to include new flooring and a new HVAC system.
Well, we're very much looking forward to the facilities being upgraded. They haven't been for quite some time. I've been here since I personally moved into that building, that portion of the building in 1999, and things haven't changed since then. The HVAC system in particular, we are looking forward to being replaced since it wasn't always that reliable. But we're looking forward to it being upgraded.
Signs are posted in Sorrell with more information on the temporary office locations. Jordan Elston, Troy TrojanVision News.
Math and science isn't the only building whose residents have to find a new home. Construction in the admissions office has moved the main admissions office to the ground floor of Bibb Graves.
There are many options to choose from when purchasing a license plate, including college tags. Alabama and Auburn sell the most tags in all but one county. Haley Greathouse takes a look at the top purchase license plate in Pike County.
A new poll by AL.com shows Troy University car tags as the third most purchased university car tags in the state. In Pike County, the tags beat out competitors last year by over 1,100 tags.
Well, we had a little over 1,900 here in Pike County that we sold last year. A little over 600 University of Alabama tags, and then a little over 400 Auburn University tags were sold here in Pike County.
These car tags provide a way to show Trojan spirit, no matter where students and alumni may travel.
I just think it speaks to the volume of pride that our alumni and our friends have about Troy University.
Well, it's basically a billboard on your vehicle, the way I view it, and I think it's a sense of pride for this community and graduates all over the state of Alabama. You know, you've got a connection to somebody.
These tags do more than represent the school. They also give back to students through academic and study abroad scholarships.
Part of the proceeds from those tags go back to the university and support the university. So it's very important that people realize that too. If they're a graduate of Troy University or if they're just part of the community here in Pike County, that they can support this university that sits right here in their community just by purchasing those tags.
Not only are these car tags helping build community and providing scholarship, but they're also cheaper than buying a parking sticker on campus, which is believed to help contribute to the popularity, especially here in Pike County.
For the students and faculty, if you purchase a personalized or a Troy University car tag, you don't have to buy the parking pass on campus.
It's a lot cheaper if you buy a car tag than it is to just go buy your decal. And so I'm sure that parents who have to pay tuition and books and all of that, they want their kids to have a cheaper rate, of course, but also the pride that kid has with driving around with the Troy University car tag.
You can purchase Troy University license plates across the state. Haley Greathouse, Troy TrojanVision News.
Once again, you can purchase a Troy University license plate anywhere across the state. And just when everyone thought the argument over the legality of same-sex marriage in the United States was settled, the state of Alabama is stirring things up.
This week, Alabama Chief Justice Roy Moore ordered probate judges across the state to stop issuing same-sex marriage licenses because he felt last year's decision may not agree with the state. Ryan Renfro had the campus to see what the students had to think about it.
In June of 2015, the United States Supreme Court ruled that same-sex couples could marry in the U.S. However, earlier this week, Alabama Chief Justice Roy Moore ordered Alabama probate judges not to issue same-sex marriage licenses. And with the spotlight set on the state of Alabama, a few Troy students shared their opinion about the recent decision.
I think it's kind of foolish, honestly. I think it's a closed-minded aspect right there because it's like, they're just want to be happy, instead of taking that happiness, they're just taking the happiness away from them.
As a Christian, I don't support gay marriages, but as a person, I do believe that gays have rights just as well as everyone else. And so I felt, who is Roy Moore to go against federal government?
I feel like they're wrong for trying to probate that because, let's face it, the only person that can judge us is not the people. God can judge us. And it's like, if they want to do the same-sex marriage, let them do it.
One Troy student poses a question that prevents her from taking a stance.
If we're just looking at it from an objective standpoint, then I don't know if states have the right to say no to what the federal government decreed. So I would be ignorant as to say what they can or cannot do if I'm not aware of the laws on that.
Recent same-sex rulings have influenced some Trojans' thoughts as to what will happen next.
The federal government may have to step in. There's been other things like the Kentucky clerk who was, not issuing license, and they stepped in that situation. So I think sadly they may step in and it could become a problem for him.
I think that eventually, the government is going to end up making it a law. So what he's doing right now is legal, and I don't agree with it. But I don't think that just because you believe in something, you have to be against it. You attract more bees with honey than, you would with vinegar.
Ryan Renfro, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Even though Moore gave the orders, there are still probate judges across the state who are still issuing licenses to same-sex couples. Montgomery County is one of those doing so.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. Residents in one of Alabama's most populous counties will decide whether to allow Sunday alcohol sales. Shelby County is set to vote on the alcohol referendum during the primary election on March 1st. The county is one of the largest in the state with more than 200,000 residents just south of Birmingham.
Police say 3 people were injured after a sports utility vehicle barreled through an entrance of the popular theater. In an Alabama local news media reports that the crash occurred Thursday morning at the front of the Carver Theater in Birmingham. The city of Birmingham says the crash damaged 2 storefront doors.
And authorities have arrested 2 women they say used a Bible to smuggle contraband into a jail. The Decatur Daily reports 36-year-old Sarah Ellen Cross and 40-year-old Candace Nicole Ellenberg were booked Tuesday on counts of second-degree promoting prison contraband and first-degree promoting prison contraband.
Still to come on Troy TrojanVision News, both men and the women's basketball teams beat Georgia State last night. Khadija Torbert has the details coming up in sports.
Plus, 2 Iraqi refugees will appear in U.S. federal court after being accused of helping terrorist groups overseas. More on that after the break, so stay with us.
2 Iraqi refugees face terror-related charges in the U.S. I'm Weijia Zhang in Washington. I'll have the details coming up.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
It was an intense game for the women's basketball team as they pulled a 97-90 victory over Georgia State Thursday night in Atlanta. Troy received from Ashley Beverly Kelly, 22 from Caitlin Ramirez, but the most impressive performance came from freshman Amani Upshaw, who scored 21 points with 16 rebounds. Troy was just down 1 point at halftime with the score 42-41, but quickly came back and made the turnaround to take the lead. For Thursday night, the Trojans shot an outstanding 85% from the free throw line. Next up for Troy is a matchup against Georgia Southern Saturday at 1:30 p.m. in Statesboro, Georgia. The men's basketball team also took on the Georgia State Eagles, but unfortunately, they could not break the slump as they fell 72-68. Georgia State built a 26-point lead in the first half, but the Trojans came back blazing with Wesley Person scoring 21 points on the night, while John Walton III added 16 points and 7 boards. With only 54 seconds remaining in the game and Troy trailing by only 9 points, free throws from both teams became the make or break. Georgia State's last 2 free throws gained them the victory. The men will return to the Hardwood after the women's game to take on Georgia Southern this Saturday in hopes of a victory. Tip-off for the men is 4 p.m. The track and field program will be off and running next week. The Trojans start their indoor season next Friday at the UAB Invitational in Birmingham. The month-long indoor season primarily focuses on the women's side of track and field team. Even though the team will compete indoors, the Trojans don't have an indoor facility of their own, meaning cold weather could play a factor into getting prepared for their first meet. However, head coach Mark Davis says he is not going to let that happen.
When we're preparing outdoors, I mean, we're doing the same type of workouts that everybody else is doing that have indoor facilities. But, we just have to deal with the elements. And, one of the emails, the first email I put out when we got back was, in order to be a good team, you have to be able to deal with the elements. You have to be able to overcome the elements. And I don't want to hear anybody complain about how cold it is. I'm out there standing there timing you. I'm not running. I'm not staying warm. And neither the rest of the coaching staff. So, and they got it. And, the past couple days, it's been chilly outside. It's been cold. It's been windy. A little bit of rain. We've been doing some pretty good work out there.
The Trojans' first meet of the indoor season will be the UAB Invitational starting next Friday in Birmingham. Head softball coach Beth Mullins made a big announcement Thursday about new additions to the softball family. JC Alfeld will be the new volunteer assistant coach. JC is no stranger to the Trojan softball world. She had a 4-year softball career at Troy as pitcher, where she was named Sun Belt Conference Pitcher of the Year and added to the All-Sun Belt first team. In her final season at Troy, JC posted a 2.65 ERA and struck out 150 batters in 121 innings of work, which was the second most in the Sun Belt in 2015. She tied for the second in the conference with 17 wins and 3 saves. Alfeld also struck out a career-high 14 batters against Georgia Tech. Alfeld graduated from Troy in 2015 with a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism. The softball team is not the only team that added new additions to its staff. The baseball team welcomes new assistant coach Blake Beck to its staff, announced by baseball head coach Mark Smart Thursday. Beck returns to Troy after serving 2 years as the video coordinator at Mississippi State. At Troy, Beck was the video coordinator in 2012, spending 2 years assisting and participating in team practice, supervised team managers, and led field maintenance operations. He also worked with the 2013 Troy team, who won a Sun Belt championship and earned a spot in the NCAA regionals. Beck takes the place of former Trojan Logan Pierce after serving 1 year as Troy's volunteer head coach.